Welcome to a platform where we debate on the top stories of the NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, and other leagues with the best in the world of sports. You'll also get interviews with many athletes and media talents at several basketball events, including the WNBA and college basketball. My name is Rafiq Luwazon, and this is Nothing. Welcome to another episode of Nothing But That Sports Talk. I'm Rafiq Luwazon, alongside a new special guest of mine, reminding you why football can be sexy in her own way, since that's literally the start of her company. Well, not really a company, but it's actually a podcast and a company. Football is Sexy. Monica McRid, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Rafiq. And we are a company. We are a global brand. So you are right on. We have our social media. We have the first app to ever teach a game. We have our apparel and we have our podcast. So we do it all.
Yeah, kind of similar to what I'm doing right now. I mean, I do podcast episodes, I do interviews, I even cover events as well for what I do right now.
You're a busy man.
A small snippet of what everything's about. And I even have my own YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to Nothing But That Sports Talk by Rafiq Luwazon. Now, with that being said, how did Football is Sexy started off a year ago?
Well, it was always inside me. I was always a big football fan. My dad taught me the game. And the shortest version, I think, is we had a lot of memories together in those stands and watching, my 49ers, of course, but I'm a diehard, fan of the sport. And when he passed in 2014, it was just a very difficult time. And what it made me realize, though, is that all of our favorite memories, all of my favorite pictures were all wrapped around football. And I just realized, like, wow, like, what would my life be without football? I can't even imagine it. So then I went to the next thought, was like, wow, like, I feel sorry for all these people who aren't football fans. And if you're not a football fan, how do you even start to learn the game if there's no one like my dad or a family member to teach you the game? So I decided to teach football for a living. So here I am. And that's really how Football is Sexy got started. I decided to, before one of the games, one of the season, the first game, 2 years after my dad passed, I decided to put on Facebook, hey, if you want to learn football, I'm going to be here from this time to this time. And if you want to learn the game, I'll teach it for fun and for free. And 40 women showed up. So I taught the game and I decided, well, what am I going to call this thing? And I called it Football is Sexy, and Football is Sexy was born.
Yeah, and you really showed a lot of dynamic of why football can be sexy in your own way. Hey, sexy people, this is Monica McRid.
Yeah, because the knowledge, thank you for that. The knowledge of the game is sexy. That is what is sexy. I can't tell you how many people I've met in my life who are still good friends of mine right now because we started talking football. And it brings community together. It brings people together, whether you're on the same side or not. It's a whole nother language. It's a whole nother language, and I speak it fluently, baby. I speak it fluently.
Yeah, I could tell. And you mentioned earlier that you're a San Francisco 49ers fan. You obviously, based on what I saw from your appearance on Good Day New York, Good Day LA, and a bunch of other publications where you were interviewed talking about it, like, how did the whole fandom of being a 49ers fan, I'm talking about the little everything in the background, started?
Oh man, that guy right there. See, even his dog's in a Niner jersey, and his dog was named Niner. That's my dad. I mean, I didn't have a choice, really. I don't remember ever not being anything all Bay. I'm a San Francisco Giant fan. I'm a Warrior fan. My dad was from the Bay, and anytime I got to spend time with him, we were at a game. And so he would, make sure that we had matching jerseys with the last name Madrid, and it was always red and gold from the day I can remember, and it'll be that way till the day I die. It's just that simple.
Yeah, if only your dad could see you right now, he'd be proud of everything you're doing.
He honestly, I think he would. You know what? Thank you for saying that, because he has no idea. Well, I guess he does. I hope he's watching from above, but he has no idea what his love for the game has done for me, and now what it's doing for all people, down the line. And he was a die-hard fan, like die-hard. So, and he got people together. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. He had 40 season tickets at one time, and he handled all of them for his friends and family, and we'd caravan. I mean, that's all I know, and so his passion really got translated down to me. So anybody that knows me isn't really shocked that I ended up starting Football is Sexy. Like, I didn't know that this was going to be my calling, but I listened to that quiet voice, man, and it said football is your calling. And so I quit my good paying job, Rafiq, to do this. So here I am, just yelling, let's go everywhere, and football is sexy, and sexy people download our mobile app. It's the first one to teach the game, and it's for avid fans and new fans. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I can tell. I see the enthusiasm and energetic you have between your company, Football is Sexy, and you invite some like-minded individuals from Pittsburgh Steelers fans to Dallas Cowboys fans. Like, seriously, and you know what? Yeah, that's pretty much all I could say. I mean, you brought people together.
Yeah, then that you said it. My dream and my vision is to bring women together who love and talk football. And so even though I'm a Niner fan, I let other women show their fandom for their team, and sometimes it's hard to push that approve button when they're talking crap about my Niners, but I do it, because it's all about, giving women a platform, not just Niner fans. So, we have Taryn from the Dallas Cowboys, we have Dee from the Steelers, we've got Simone from the Eagles, and there's more to come. We've got JoJo from the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'm hoping there's going to be more women creators talking football, and I'd love to collab with them. So if you know any out there, send them my way. Let's go.
I know some women that go collaborate with you. I have some women who are Philadelphia Eagles fans that might be interested in letting you know why football is sexy from Philadelphia perspective, or at the very least, it'll be the topic of conversation. You might want. I'm gonna let you know. I know I have Eagle fans. And,
let's go. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Now get back to the 49ers, and even though the San Francisco 49ers are a winning tradition in their own right, courtesy of those wins like in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. They had like one of the most Super Bowl wins by only the Pittsburgh Steelers, and unfortunately, Kansas City, they're up there with you. And I know it hurts. I know it hurts. I mean, I know it hurts. You lost to Kansas City twice.
It hurt. Yeah.
But how tough was it being a 49ers fan, knowing that they haven't won a Super Bowl in a while after about like two or three appearances in this past millennium?
Yeah. Well, I thought we were friends, but you brought it up. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the thing. There's 32 teams, and only one is going to raise that trophy. Only one is going to raise that Lombardi trophy. And the fact that my Niners have been in the conversation year after year after year is a blessing. And I am grateful and blessed that every year I feel we have a chance, where some teams, won't mention any names, don't have that luxury. They just don't. For whatever reason, their organization just hasn't been able to get to that place. So the fact that the 49ers have always found a way to be in the conversation is absolutely a blessing. Now, I can go down the rabbit hole of why we lost last year, why we lost, the previous years. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't change it for anything. Last year was probably the most exciting season I can recall. That, I was there for the Green Bay Niner game playoff. I was there for the NFC Championship with Detroit, and I was actually there at the Super Bowl thanks to Kelly Clarkson and her team giving me tickets. So I went through the ups and downs and the highs and lows, and it definitely takes time to lose a big game like that, especially one that you feel you should have won. And I really do feel that, as many people do. And I do feel there was some wrongs that that the Niners went through, no excuses, but no offensive holds. I'm just saying, But even with that, like we had a lot of chances to win that ring. But I wouldn't change it for the world. It's part of being a faithful, man, is the ups and downs and part of being a fan. And like I said, the fact that we're in that conversation every single year is a blessing because not all teams have that.
Yeah, and all teams like that. Even my New York Giants, who, yeah, you remember what my
Yeah.
Giants did back in 2011 to get.
I was there. I was
Yeah,
there.
I know it
I
hurts.
know. I was in my seat, by the way, with my dad. He had just been diagnosed with cancer, 2012, I believe it was. And I remember, you'll appreciate this. Everybody was like, "Oh, they're gonna win. The Niners are gonna." I'm like, there's still time on the clock. I don't want to hear it. Wait, it was only one score away, so I was not that girl. And I looked at my dad and I told him previously, I said, we got to take him out. He had fumbled previously. My guy, my Niner guy. I won't say his name because I don't want to, you maybe probably forgot about it by now, but I wanted him out of the game because I could see he looked uneasy and not confident and not sure of himself. And they kept him in, and all he had to do was catch the ball. It was a kickoff, catch the ball, and we would have won the game.
Yeah, I remember that play.
Fumbled.
Everything. And of course, Lawrence Tynes hit the game-winning field goal to get to the Super Bowl and defeat the Patriots.
I was there.
I
It
know.
was bad.
I know being at that. I know being there back in the day. It really hurts. It really hurts a lot as a San Francisco 49ers fan. It hurts. And you're talking to a New York Giants fan who
All right.
Super Bowls this millennium, both coming against the greatest quarterback of all time, and Tom Brady.
Right.
The virtual greatest quarterback of all time, I should say, because he couldn't beat my New York Giants. Like, seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm blessed.
The 49ers had some good moments, including a comeback win against the Giants. I believe it was in 2002 or 2003 in a wild card game. You had some good. Yeah, 49ers had some good moments, and then
Hello, that's one of the best moments right there. I lived that one forever. The catch.
Yeah. And not to mention the runs to those Super Bowls, even though it ended with losing against Kansas City. But we'll get to the loss against Kansas City, which is literally the topic of the show. But yeah, those have some good moments, which is why I ask you, what is like including that moment right behind you, what is one of your favorite moments in the NFL playoffs as a San Francisco 49ers fan?
Right now, I have to say, Detroit versus the Niners last year, NFC Championship. I think we were down 24-7, I think.
Yeah, that was a good comeback win, I'll admit.
At halftime.
And it looked like they had down there, but y'all came back and won that game. I'll give you that one.
Well, that the reason why I would pick that game right now is because being in the stands, everybody was just kind of looking around like, this is not going to happen. Like, this can't happen. And then the Niner all-time band, San Francisco Bay Journey, came out and sang "Don't Stop Believing." And I forever will say that changed everything in the stands. When that song played, Journey at halftime, you could feel everyone looking at each other like, F this, man. We're not going out like this. We're going to come back and win. And it was all, it lifted the spirits that I can't even explain. You would not understand it if you were not there. And so when they came out, I think we knew this was going to be a different team. This is going to be the team that we knew would win this game. And sure enough, so that is why I would choose that game as of right now, for sure. Hands down.
Hey, so you're the 49ers fan. Of course, that's one of the favorite wins. I mean, obviously, of course, you saw what happened against Kansas City that year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, as a fan, watching that Super Bowl when they lost to the 49ers, when the 49ers lost to Kansas City, did that loss hurt you more than the loss down to South Beach, Miami, Florida in 2020 or 19 rather?
Oh, this one to me hurt the most. Because to be able to come back after, I feel we would have been there the year before Brock got hurt. So this one hurt because we had the better roster. We had the better, we were neck and neck. I just feel like we didn't get some calls our way for sure, but I was really more hurt for not just myself, but for the boys, man, because I think they wanted this one more than ever because a lot of them had already played together. So you had a team that, wasn't a whole bunch of missing pieces that just came together. These guys were in the trenches the last time they lost. Debo, CMC, Brock Purdy, like so. I just yeah. I don't know. I think Brock, this might have been his first Super Bowl, but my point is most of the guys were there that had lost the game together, and so I think they really wanted to win this for each other, and I think this one hurt more. But I will say it again: the win that we will win, that Lombardi, when we get that, it's going to taste that much sweeter.
Yeah, it definitely would. And you know what? I can't wait to see what the 49ers are going to do. I mean, I'm just glad my Giants will have to play in this year because, Steve rolled us in the regular season. But my Giants are a good team. Saquon Barkley, Philadelphia, that hurts.
Yeah, that sucked.
But yeah, that's besides the point. And like I said, you had some good wins. You defeated Dallas Cowboys 2 years in a row in the playoffs.
There's nothing that makes me happier. Nothing that makes me happier than beating the Dallas Cowboys. I always call it the mini Super Bowl. And we will do it consistently. We'll do it again this year. The fact that they won't get past us makes me beyond happy. I'm just saying. And I love my Dallas people. Some of my best friends are Dallas Cowboy fans. I'm not a hater, but I am a lover of my boys. And anything I can do to keep them out of the playoffs makes me very happy.
Yeah, I know. It makes me happy too.
Yeah, there we go. We can be on that train together.
The disgusting, nauseating Cowboy fans, they continue to think they're going to win the Super Bowl every year. You know, we're going to win the Super Bowl, right? And then they run into a roadblock. They got beat by the Packers last year, and then they lost to all 49ers 2 years in a row. I remember doing an episode where everybody keeps saying the only reason why the Cowboys lost the 49ers in the wild card game in 2020, I believe it was 2021 regular season. They blamed the referees. He's only because they couldn't get that last play off. If you ask me, the 49ers had that game for the jump.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, and you guys are really building something. Now, in case you never get to come on the show before football season starts, let's just get your win-loss predictions for the upcoming season because you got some good matchups coming up. I mean, you're playing against Aaron Rodgers in the New York Jets to start the season at home on Monday Night Football. And that's assuming that the schedule actually goes well, and that's assuming Aaron Rodgers doesn't get hurt again. You'll be facing them to start the season.
I mean, I looked at that roster and it wouldn't shock me if we go undefeated. It really wouldn't. But I don't care about undefeated regular season. I don't care. All I care about is going to New Orleans. But for some random things that happen and maybe a couple injuries or what have you, I don't know, 15-2, 14-3. But I believe that I will say it all year long. I believe that we'll be back in New Orleans, and we will raise that trophy this year, no matter who's on the other side of that ball.
Yeah, and let's just talk about how they're gonna get there by making your win-loss predictions for the upcoming 2024 NFL season.
I'm gonna go like 14-3. I think maybe we'll lose 3 games just from random, whatever injuries, not ready, whatever it is, but we'll be definitely over 500. We'll definitely be the divisional winners, and there's nobody that's going to get in our way. It's just not going to happen.
All right, let's see how your 14-3 is going to play out. All right, week 1.
Let's do it.
All right, week 1 against the New York Jets. Is that a win or a loss?
W.
No surprise. We don't know what type of Aaron Rodgers we're going to get. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Hey, Aaron could be on ayahuasca or not on ayahuasca. The Niners will win that game.
All right. No surprise there. Now, you got 2 road games back-to-back. Week 2 against the Minnesota Vikings. Who do you have?
I'm telling you right now, we're going to take W. You're not going to get me to say that we're going to lose. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me if we go undefeated, as long as we stay healthy, of course, the famous line. I just feel like we have the roster to do it. So as long as we stay healthy, I see W's all the way down the line.
All right. Okay. Week 3 on the road against the Los Angeles Rams.
W.
Okay. All right. Week 4 at home against New England Patriots. That's definitely a W.
You could go all the way down and just write W per Monica. W per Monica.
All right. All right. Let's just go.
There's nobody that scares me, sir. There's nobody that scares me.
All right. Week 5 at home against the Arizona Cardinals.
Like W.
Okay. Week 6 on the road against the Seattle Seahawks.
W. Listen, you might as well stop here because I'm going to tell you W's all the way down.
Sure
I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you time. Just put W wins all the way down that column.
Listen, week 7 you play the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm still going to put a W. Now,
oh my God.
Like I said, I don't care about being undefeated. I'm just saying we've got the best team in the NFL right now. And I feel like as long as we stay healthy, there's no reason for us not to keep putting W's in that little checkbox of yours.
Yeah, your schedule is very favorable in order to allow that.
Yeah.
You got the Dallas Cowboys. I know you're gonna say it's a W right there.
I try to tell you.
All right. Week 9 you on bye. Week 10, you're on the road against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You're probably gonna pick them to win that too. Week 11, they're at home against the Seattle Seahawks. Is that a win?
Win.
Week 12 on the road against Green Bay Packers.
Win. But it'll be a good game. That'll be a good game. That'll be a good game. And it's in their neck of the woods, so it'll be a good game, but I'm still going to go with W.
December 1st on the road against the Buffalo Bills.
Win, but a good game.
Okay, if you're confident you could, San Francisco could win in that heavy weather up in upstate New York, fine.
We got to do it.
At home against Chicago Bears, that's definitely a win.
Win.
Week 15 at home against the Los Angeles Rams, you're probably going to pick them to win that.
Win.
Week 16 on the road against the Miami Dolphins, you got to win that.
That'll be a good game. That'll be fun going against a lot of our guys, but win.
Week 17 at home against the Detroit Lions on December 30th, you haven't win that game?
Win.
All right, on the road against the Arizona Cardinals in week 18.
Win.
Okay, fine. Let's just hope the undefeated season goes to fruition since
like I told you, we might lose 2 or 3. I don't know which ones those will be, but I don't care as long as we get to New Orleans.
Okay. I love the confidence in your teams though. I'm not gonna lie to you because if my
Thank you.
relevance, I would probably pick up to at least a handful of games before the playoff starts and still have confidence we can win. We won the Super Bowl as the lowest seed and the worst and the least amount of wins by a division winner. So who could blame? You can't blame the numbers for being wrong sometimes, Monica.
Yeah, agree.
All right, now on to the next topic. Yeah, the growth of women's sports has increased exponentially, including football. And I mean, not just in football, but obviously you had some mention about the growth of the WNBA and women's sports in general. I mean, what are your overall impressions and opinion about it?
I love it. We've always been here. Girls have always played sports. I've played sports before we even had all these, different channels. I love sports. I love basketball. I played actually flag football even in 9th grade, believe it or not. And so we've always been here. It's just we're finally getting, some of that recognition that is due, and this is just the beginning as well. And I'm so excited that football is sexy. is on trend. But like I said, we've always been here, we've always been here. I'm being me. I just now have a company with a name, but this is me my whole entire life. And I'm, by accident or by not, um, you know, right at the good time when this was all happening, and all of our women football fans, they've been football fans their whole life too. So it's all good. I'm here for it. I'm excited for it. I love watching the WNBA. I love watching the women do their thing. And like I said, it's just the beginning.
Yeah, it's literally a beginning. And since you mentioned WNBA, I mean, in the most recent episode, I just talked about the growth of the WNBA, from the Liberty being one of the elite teams to the rise of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese duking it out for Rookie of the Year. And of course, the Aces being the Las Vegas Aces, going up against literally everybody, ace versus everybody, as they always say. Like, why don't you give me a little bit of a state of the WNBA in 2024, and what are some impressions you had on it?
I mean, I think what we're seeing is, we're seeing personalities, we're seeing a little bit of controversy, but really this is nothing new for athletes. We just have social media now, so these kind of things existed. It's just that now there's more eyes on the WNBA. There's more eyes on the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel Reese and all the other players. I mean, when I grew up, I remember, Teresa Witherspoon and Penny Toller, who's a good friend of mine, who's actually the first woman to ever score a basket in the WNBA. So, I was going to the Sparks game when she was a Spark. So I love it. I'm here for it. And like I said, it's just the beginning.
Wow. So you have friends that played the WNBA.
Correct.
I mean, I'm so surprised. I mean, you were a veteran in this game for a very long time, and from a fandom perspective, I mean, of course, the knowledge is going to come to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking to a guy that covers the WNBA for the past 4 years now. I mean,
I love that.
I was at the WNBA draft when the Indiana Fever drafted Leah Boston. I witnessed game 3 and 4 Aces of the Liberty in person as media credentialed. So I actually witnessed the WNBA myself. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, just a little bit of a snippet of my knowledge and wisdom of women's basketball, and I also cover some summer basketball as well. I mean,
love it.
If you look at my YouTube channel, you'll probably see what I have.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since we're on the subject of talking about the WNBA, you being a Bay Area native, I know you're aware that next year the Golden State Valkyrie will be introduced. When you found out that the WNBA will finally have a team in the Bay Area, what went through your mind, and what do you think it's going to do for the continued growth of women's sports?
That somebody has got to give me a seat. I got to be there. I want to be there at opening game. I want to be there. Let's go. I'm excited. And now I'm going to add that to my Niner, Giants, Warriors, and now I got the Valkyries. So I have to find something to put here. But I'm going to support my Bay Area people all day.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, we don't know what roster is going to come together, because this
is doesn't matter. I'm in.
I mean, this is going to be our first time actually having a conversation about whatever roster gets ascended upon the Bay Area in the Golden State Valkyrie. But that's besides the point. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. And obviously, a year after that, they're going to have a team in Toronto, but that's a conversation for another day. Since you're a Bay Area native, the fact that you're finally getting a WNBA team in the Bay Area, the hype is real, and we don't even know who's playing for that team yet.
Nope, exactly. I'm here for it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I know you're here for it a lot.
Yes.
And now, to end the conversation on the WNBA, what do you think is your WNBA finals prediction?
I don't know. The Chicago Sky is doing their thing. The Aces are doing their thing. I really really not sure. There's just I think there's a lot of competitive women in that world, and I really don't know who's going to come through, to be honest. I don't know. I think it'll be great, and I'll be watching for sure. I'm a diehard, football fan, and I keep my eye on that sport, but all I care about right now is New Orleans. But so I've got like a one-track mind. But as far as the WNBA goes, I don't know. It'll probably be, Chicago Sky, Aces, somewhere in there.
That's nice. That's a good prediction. I'm probably
Yeah.
thinking we'll pick the. I mean, most likely it'll be the Liberty and the Aces, but I'm
I
gonna
was
take.
gonna say the Liberty, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of good teams in WNBA. I mean, yeah, that's just pretty much it. And who do
Yeah.
you think is your rookie of the year between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese?
I think they're both amazing, but I think you'd have to, I feel like you would, it's kind of hard, but like, I feel like Caitlin probably. Um, but I don't know how the scoring goes. I think Caitlin's done a lot for the game. I mean, you can't deny the seats that are sold when she's in the arena. Stat wise, I think Angel Reese probably has it over Caitlin. So it just depends on how that voting is. But if you say who's done the most for the sport, I think you can't deny Caitlin Clark has done that.
I respect your opinion 100%. I mean, Caitlin Clark has done a lot for the WNBA women's sports in recent years, aside from not winning national champion. But hey, the contribution to the game matters a lot more.
Yeah.
Just as much as actually getting a championship.
Yeah.
All right, now in this episode, nothing but the sports talk. Thank you for stopping by, Monica McRae from Football is Sexy, and
Thank you.
see how sexy football is going to be when you add more people to the foy.
Yes, thank you for having me. I will see you on social media, and it was an honor. And go Niners!
All right, all right. Monica McRae, Rafik Luzon. We'll see you next time.